Greetings, 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 everyone. Dr. Akina Finch is here. Welcome to day 18 of the Social Power Summit Speaker Interview Series. Today, we're going to be talking with Demishia Wright. She's our LinkedIn specialist. There she is. But okay. I don't see, oh, there it is. Okay. There she is. Okay, we'll add her in. And so we're going to get to sharing and all that good stuff. She's getting ready to come on in the room. There she is. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I hear you. I just need to see a little, like more of your face. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Had to get it together.
Yeah, I can see all that grandness, honey. All of that. Yes. So excited to have you on here, Demishia. Thank you so much for being a part of the Social Power Summit.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I can't wait. I've never been to Nashville.
Well, yes. It'll be an experience.
Okay.
So, with that being said, tell the people about Demishia Wright.
Well, I am Demishia Wright, the corporate hustler, and what I do is I help professional women find their worth inside and out of corporate America. And the way that I do that is usually telling you to secure the network. And how do we secure the network? Using LinkedIn. So I love LinkedIn because it's so, of course, business and professional, but it also allows you just to create an awesome professional brand about yourself. And so I thrive on LinkedIn. I enjoy it. My Facebook does not look like my LinkedIn. And I just enjoy teaching women how to make sure they're always secure in the network at all times.
That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful. And so what made you decide to start working in LinkedIn?
Basically, I kind of just didn't have a choice in the beginning because it was just like this new thing and it was this professional thing and it was a place that you could put your resume. That's what I thought it was at first. Just a place where your resume was going to go and a bunch of recruiters were just going to, send you emails and stalk you a little bit. And it kind of was really boring over there. And it just was there. And every now and then a recruiter would be like, hey, I see you're qualified for this. But then when I understood how the first connections and your second connections and your third connections work, when people started pinging me saying, hey, such and such, and I'm interviewing at your company, can you tell me what it's like? I realized, oh, wow, I can basically become Kevin Bacon and I'm 7 degrees from anybody out here if I grow this network. So it kind of was like by accident because people started asking me what it was like to be at my particular company. And then I realized the power of LinkedIn through that.
Oh, so what are 3 things that you would tell somebody who is brand new to LinkedIn and just keep telling you, oh, I'm not interested?
Ooh, you said they're not interested in it?
Right.
Oh, no. Then you're not interested in money because, most millionaires hang out on LinkedIn.
All right.
But what I would tell you first is to complete your profile. So a lot of people just won't even complete the basic questions of the profile because they think it's their resume. And what it is more of a storytelling and what you should actually bring yourself to life on LinkedIn. So the first thing I would do is tell you to get to 100% complete. And also get to at least 500 contacts. So those are the first 2 things if you're a beginner. The third thing is to add video wherever you can in those keywords throughout your actual profile. So basically just making sure that you first present yourself in a positive way and don't just be a blurb without a picture out there. So that's the first thing you need to do if you're new to LinkedIn.
Okay, so now if you've decided you've got your profile together, you're putting out the blurbs and all of that, what should they be expecting? How do they know that, they basically got it going where they need to go? What should they expect?
Well, first you're not going to expect anything if you don't actually interact and actually use LinkedIn. So unless you have the proper keywords throughout your actual profile and you're just this bomb person, nothing really is going to happen because you're not interacting. So what you first need to do is become an expert amongst experts. So put yourself out there by putting up articles that relate to your industry, start commenting on other people's blog or post on LinkedIn, join a couple of groups. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting there and you're not going to understand the power of LinkedIn. It is somewhere that you need to interact. You can't just be absent and think that people are just going to, poof, all of a sudden just find you. Like I said, unless you have some rare keyword that everybody in the world is looking for. But you need to become engaged in LinkedIn in order to see something happen. So join a couple of groups, start actually connecting with your connections, and just rekindle some relationships and cultivate them a little bit deeper.
Okay, so now, what are 3 things that they don't want to do?
So 3 things that you should not do is one we were talking about. You should not be spamming people in their email. So just because you have connections, don't just spam everybody your class or your special or whatever product or promotion you're doing. People do not want that in their inboxes. 2, the cycle on there, don't post unprofessional things on LinkedIn. You can connect your Facebook and Twitter, but if you're somebody that like tweets or Facebook's things that are not professional, then do not connect the two at all. And then 3rd, I would say, don't just bring over all of your random friends or randomness over to LinkedIn. Instead, be more strategic with your contacts and what you have going on over there. So those are the 3 things.
Okay, very good. So tell us, once you decided that you were going to do LinkedIn, how did you start teaching it? It's one thing to do it and, to leverage it and all that, but not everybody's a teacher. So what made you decide that you were going to train on LinkedIn?
So what made me decide to train on LinkedIn was basically people always asking me questions about it. So naturally, I just cultivated all those questions. I just brought all those questions that people would ask me. Oh, who should I be in contact with? How do you work this? How do you do that? So I'm not a teacher like you all by trade or profession. I'm more so a trainer on it, not a teacher. So I'm basically more of a corporate trainer, meaning, hey, listen, here goes step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Leave your feelings at the door. This is how this works mechanically. And then I started getting into here's the strategy behind it. So I kind of evolved from somebody who would just give you A, B, C, D, E, F, G to, okay, when you're doing think about your story, think about what's going on. So through Periscope, through workshops, following people like you and other coaches, I kind of just began to learn how to actually teach it as opposed to just telling you how to do it. I've become to, create the PowerPoints or the worksheets that you need to have a better strategy going into it.
Very good. Very good. That is very important that we have the strategy and that we also are visible. A lot of times when we post things on LinkedIn, just willy-nilly and they hope, things bite. So, but we now have some brand new features, within the last 6 months that we want to talk about, and I want to see your reaction to them. Of course, native video and the hashtags. So address both of those, please, if you would.
Okay, so native video is awesome. Us on Android, we've had native video for a minute, and finally we got something before the Apple people did, so that was exciting. But having the ability for people to see you and hear you always leads to better connections and them trusting you. That trust-like factor comes into play a little bit faster for you. So being able to get your voice out there and get heard, it helps people like me who aren't the best spellers as well out there on LinkedIn, that I can just upload video. And right now when you go on LinkedIn, all you see is video now. Before it used to just be article after article after article, and now it's just video after video after video. So you can tell that it has completely taken off because you really got tired of people just reposting Forbes or reposting, News Network. Now you have to really create your own content and really, or talk about the Forbes article in your own voice, as opposed to just reposting and saying, like, what do you guys think? Or, now you have to actually show that you're a thought leader in your actual industry. So that's what video is doing to me on that side. And the hashtag, we all love a good hashtag on LinkedIn because the SEO is so strong on LinkedIn. Their search is so powerful that you using keywords over there really can help you dive deep into finding what your actual niche market is doing, what they like, it'll bring up some of everything and everybody if you really know the proper keywords that they use in your industry. So them bringing that just made them a more powerful search engine, almost like market research for free over there on LinkedIn if you know the right keyword.
Ah, yes, if you know the right one. So do you
You know the
have,
right.
right? So what is probably 3 of them that you use on the regular really gives you traction?
Okay, so my LinkedIn, as you guys know, I'm the corporate hustler. So I am corporate first, and then I'm a hustler, right? So I side hustle on the side. So for me, you'll see like hashtags telecommunications. You might see hashtag billing operations, and you might see hashtag like AWI or cloud computing, things of that nature, because they're niche to my industry. So depending on what industry you're in, you have to know your industry and know what the key buzzwords are that you're talking about in your article. So every industry is different. You know, you might have business coaching, hashtag business coaches, hashtag, you know, event planning right now, depending on what you were going to go look for, or you might have been hashtag like sponsors, you know, depending on what you were really trying to get to at this moment. Whatever your strategy is for that quarter or that every 6 months, your keywords should be changing depending on what you're writing and talking about.
So, I mean, for the Social Power Summit, I definitely did diversity and inclusion because that is a big deal in the social media space right now. Even though you see a lot of people doing social media, when you go to the conferences and you can count us on one hand out of 200 speakers, you know there is a need for diversity and inclusion. I also do a lot of women of color in STEM, women in STEM, women in tech, also people of color in social media, different things to let them know, hey, you know, we are here, we're loud and we're proud, you know, and that's one of the things there. And then of course the interviews and then the different speeds. So like with yours, of course yours had LinkedIn on it, LinkedIn trainer, things like that. So yeah, those are very important. Have you noticed a certain number that of hashtags that you use that get you more traction than like 30 of them?
Yeah, I would say a good 3 to 5 on LinkedIn, because it's not necessarily like Instagram where you need the 30 or 40 of them, because you are more, you know, targeted in the article and targeted in nature. So whoever's searching for you is really looking for that. So I would say a good 3 to 5 usually works on LinkedIn to get visibility if you're actually writing something or have a keyword that people are looking up. So like you just said, women in tech. So depending on your conferences for women in tech. So depending on what I'm looking for that day, I might not be searching for women in tech, but the day you are, she's going to come up. So you definitely should keep it to 3 to 5 and just get really, really focused on what those 3 to 5 should be though.
Now, I have noticed that if you look on LinkedIn, they will show you some of the hashtags that your post is actually really trending in. So I would take notice of that as well because if you seem to be trending in one particular area, that's where you need to make sure that that's that first one you join. You know, so that is a definite hot spot. So tell me, we have all these different things in LinkedIn that people are so surprised to learn about when they go to a training. What is the one thing that when you introduce it, everybody goes, "Oh, I didn't know about that."
I would say the ability to download your contacts. So a lot of people don't know that you can download your contacts in LinkedIn. Now, don't add them to your lovely mailing list or anything, but that ability kind of helps you stay to the point where if LinkedIn was to disappear tomorrow, at least your contacts would not. So quarterly, you know, just download your actual contacts so that you have your contacts. So I think that's the feature that people did not know that they could do, is you can actually bring all those contacts out of LinkedIn.
Okay, very good. And so now that we got the LinkedIn going, we're like, okay, you know, I got it popping. Should I be in any groups? Should I follow any organizations? Tell me about that.
So you definitely need to join groups, because the one thing that people don't realize groups do is it expands your actual network, because you can email anybody that you're in a group with. So remember, don't spam them, but if you join the right group with the right particular clique, now you have access to that complete circle. So I definitely would say join groups and talk in the groups and add value to the groups. Now, this goes back to if you're not a subject matter expert, this becomes hard and difficult. If you're not a thought leader, or if you don't have ideas or something new to share or to talk about, LinkedIn is very hard for you. You like, it's boring over here, because they really do want to talk about industry stuff, or they want to hear your actual opinion about your industry. So I will say that if you don't like talking about your particular industry, LinkedIn does seem a tad bit boring and you don't know what the heck you're over there doing. But in groups, definitely you can stand out, because the average person does not like to speak, is shy, and you can shine the brightest if you bring content and information to the groups.
Yes. So I mean, I love that piece because, you know, it teaches you how to interact. I was I am an introvert, 110% be exact, and
Nobody believes you.
nobody seems to believe that, but believe it or not, I am. And getting on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn was actually my very first social media platform, and from getting on LinkedIn in 2008. It taught me networking skills. It taught me, posting skill. Taught me how to collaborate with people. Taught me how to see, the weed from the tear. Many people understand what I'm saying right there. And then, also making sure that my information was on point. The point of keywords. That is so important, like when you're doing your summary, because believe it or not, when even on live on your app, the first two sentences of the summary is all they see. So what do you say about that? You may have oogles of stuff up under there, but they only see them first two. So what are your suggestions on those first two sentences?
You need to have a strong opening and do not waste your words. I believe it's 110 words that you get that are going to be visible to everybody, and you need to make every last one of those words count. So avoid the fluff and make sure that you're not necessarily talking about yourself, but you're talking about what you're going to do for somebody else. And that doesn't, even if you're going for like regular work and it's just career, or if you're a small business or corporate, it doesn't matter. You should say something like, an IT manager who can help a company accomplish goals. You need to tell me what you can do for me in those first two sentences, and not necessarily toot your horn. So don't put every accomplishment you have in the world in those first two. Tell me what you're going to help me accomplish in those first two. So if you're strategic telecommunications, who can help a Fortune 500 company, meet their bottom line. Whatever it is, make sure that you tell me that in the first two sentences.
I love that, Demishia. I love that. So, I want you to answer the question I've asked everybody on that's been interviewing. So tell me why you are part of the Social Power Summit.
One, because it's Dr. Finch, and it's her first big conference. And so if you're not here for this groundbreaking history thing, then you probably are in the wrong place at the wrong time, because, she is the perfect motivator to help you get kickstarted in whatever you're trying to do, and to bring in the diversity in tech, and to show that we know what we're doing in technology, we know what we're doing in the business space, and we are bringing those together. And she's going to show you that she has the speakers and the knowledge to do it. So that's first. It was just because your brand is a reason that you want to get attached to. Period. Like, you need to make sure that that's one of the things on LinkedIn, that you're connected with people who brands mean something, that you want your brand associated with it. So first was that. Two is, whenever there's an opportunity for me to teach LinkedIn, I'm always usually all over it, because I feel like our community underutilizes LinkedIn. So whenever somebody says, Demishia, would you like to come teach LinkedIn? And I know that at least the majority of the audience, or 50% of the audience, will be from our community, then I'm all excited, especially if there's going to be women there, which I know Dr. Finch brings out the ladies, because she's the ultimate motivator for women. And so those two things. And then, of course, I've never been to Nashville, and I'm trying to get this barbecue. So, you know, I was just excited to travel and to be there and to make sure that the guest lineup and the speakers that you have is just awesome. So I'm excited that I'm a speaker, so I get to stay and listen to everybody else as well. So that's why I'm a part of it.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we are so glad to have you, especially with you being a woman in STEM. You understand the platform, you understand the vision, you understand what it's like to be underrepresented, you know, but yet you're cranking out, you know, 6 figures, 7 figures for companies, yet you're underrepresented, and that's not the way it should be. So, with that being said, yes, yes. Yeah,
We'll do
and
that.
I love that Nina is also a LinkedIn speaker as well, and so y'all two definitely should connect. Yeah, she loves
Yes,
LinkedIn.
sure.
Yes, and
2 miles are
so
always better than one.
okay, okay, and you know, at the end of the day, you get it, you know, and I am so glad that you're on the platform because, you know, at the end of the day, you'll be able to tell me, yes, I felt represented. No, I didn't, you know, or we could do this or we could do that to make this better. And we're only going up from here. Now, you know, y'all
Yes.
think just because the event is going to be over on the 16th that y'all going to be done with me. Oh, but no. That's why the videos are coming. Please know this. The videos are coming. The live streams are coming. The interviews are coming. So just because you missed this doesn't mean you're not going to see us everywhere. Because
Right.
this is going to double in 2019. And we're planning to go into the DMV. So y'all be able to see Demishia doing her thing there as well. So, you know.
Now, wait.
All right now, see? See,
I love it. Make sure y'all get
Yes.
Make sure y'all get to Nashville if you can. Get here this year.
Okay.
Be a part of history. Always be a part of the inaugural anything. Always. Jump in it.
Exactly. Because do you know how much camera time you're going to get in an inaugural situation? Do you understand how much, you know, I mean, oh my goodness.
And people remember when you're there at the beginning. They remember you, and they remember that you were there to support their vision before it actually was brought to life. So when you see somebody's vision come to fruition, it's always a great thing. I'm always appreciative when people do it for me, so I'm always excited to do it for other people.
And now Demishia just finished having her event, and she's going to tell you about that, and she's also going to tell you about how we can find her so that we can support her more.
Okay, so I just had my I'm Enough Execution Over Excuses, and it's a women's empowerment brunch. It was here in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the next day we had Wealth, Wine, and Money, because that's what I like to talk about is how to get into the money. Y'all know I do. That's why I'm on LinkedIn. So if you're interested in following me, you can follow me. If you know how to spell my name, you can find me everywhere, LinkedIn and everywhere else. Make sure you just keep the first name because I'm getting married next year. So as long as you know how to spell Demishia, Demishia, you'll be good to go. I'm on Twitter at Demishia W. I'm on Instagram as Demishia Wright, my whole name. And here on Facebook is just Demishia Wright. And you can follow Lachelle Denise Creative as well. But we're really excited about what we put together this past weekend. Women are ready. They're excited to stop making excuses and to execute their visions, whether it's in their careers, whether it's in their side hustles. But we're about this generational wealth, and that's what I'm here to bring. And we're doing that by securing the network so we can secure the bag.
Well, and she tells me you know, as soon as she decides on a date for the next one, then the Social Power Summit will definitely be sponsoring on the next.
Awesome. I would definitely get that out there. I'm learning now to get it out there way in advance. So I'm every year I learn more.
All righty, yes. So thank you so much, Demishia, for coming in and talking about this LinkedIn thing. Because, you know, all these people are like, what's this LinkedIn? Why do I need this? All this, that, and the other. But you know what? If you are ready to go corporate, you know, all that B2C is good. But everyone, it comes a time when you need that B2B in your life. You need the B2B in your life. And so with that being said, you know, we definitely need to get you in the space, in the place. They need to be networking with you So come to the Social Power Summit, get your ticket, meet Demishia, meet all the other speakers. If you get the VIP ticket, then you'll definitely have the extra lunchtime, hour and a half with them, so you can get and network and get extra time. So
Yeah.
definitely. And then of course on Friday night is the birthday party. So I'll be giving some little trinkets and awards out at that time as well. So you definitely want to be in the room for that. So thank you, Demishia. And
no problem. Thank you.
yes. And follow Demishia today, right now, for all your LinkedIn needs. So until next time.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks.